Today we are going on an inspection adventure. Now that my son Austin is nationally certified as a home inspector,
Yellow.
we went to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So this is a 6.5 hour drive for an inspection, but it's for one of my TikTok followers. So, Austin, are you ready?
I'm ready. He made me wake up at 4 a.m. for this.
His enthusiasm is overwhelming. It's time for him to earn his keep. Isn't adulting fun?
It's great.
We are on this inspection, finding some stuff over here, and it's interesting because we are on the back side of the house where you don't normally get to see it. And it's funny, on the front side where everybody sees things, they've put new vinyl siding and really cool stuff. So you'll see over here, this is where all the nice siding is. And they got this corner piece. Then this is kind of where it all goes downhill. Back here, we've got a whole bunch of old clapboard siding. See, overall, they painted all of this, right? They made it all look super nice so that when they listed the house, it would look nice in the listing. When you take a closer look, they just kind of painted over rotted and deteriorated wood. So that right there is lipstick. And as you can see, it gets really bad over here. This is all super loose. And I see a problem right there. Do you see it? Do you see it? Okay, I'll show you. You can see where they decided to rebuild some of the eaves here. You'll see the soffits up here is all new plywood. But if you look real close, look at that right there. That is critter activity chewing right through the wood. And I had to get up, I had to look behind the gutter there. This gets worse. When we inspected this deck from below, this support post ends right here, and then they put this rail post right here, and you'll notice that they just toe screwed the bottom of it. That is not a proper way to mount these rail posts, because those little screws right there are not going to save your neck when you're drunk and you're falling over the edge. So what you want to do is come over and check these out, and you will see here the whole deck moves when I do that. So that's a big bunch of nope. What I've been doing is bringing an assistant and then try to shove them over the edge. Okay, so part of me wants to put the video in today to see if you guys catch what's going on here, because I always get that. Did they really need an inspector to find that? So what do you think is going on here with this foundation wall? I'll give you a hint. You'll see here that it's textured. You can see that they've parged it. And there's a heavy texture on this, right? Now, why do they texture a foundation wall like this? Well, that's called camouflage. If you look real close at this wall, did you guys get it yet? You will notice not only is it curving, but this top part is leaning out. This wall is not plumb. That right there, my phone is plumb. And you can see this is leaning outward. Now, if we look closer at this, all their fancy texturing, you're gonna see right here, right there, you'll see a step crack. It goes up, goes across, all the way over to there. And that step crack is not insignificant. Why? Because if you also look real close, you will see there is displacement. That is a horizontal crack. So you'll notice this wall leans out, and then this wall leans in and then kind of goes straight up. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it comes down, bows out, and then this bows back in. So what's happening is this wall is actually pulling the wall studs out, and then right there you're going to have the second floor joists kind of acting as you know, ties, which is securing it, and that's why it's actually stressing these studs and pulling those out. So this portion of the basement should be drawn back in, and this foundation should be repaired. I came up the stairs, and one of the things you're going to find when you get to the upper floors of a home is that structural movement and different lateral, you know, movement or stresses, they're going to exacerbate and be more visible the higher up you go. It's because of the lever effect. So you'll see at the top, my fingers are moving 3 or 4 inches, but down here, it's not moving very much. That happens with studs. Studs will move and you'll see it at the top. So when I got here to this wall, I saw some minor cracking here, but what's notable about this wall crack is the fact that it isn't cracked down by the floor. So something has pulled this over. I followed this along here and you'll see the crack is cracking, and then you can see where they patched and did a bunch of work right there. But watch this. Once you zoom into this, you can see the structural movement pulling the drywall seams right there at the top, going all the way down this wall here. And over there is where that foundation wall was leaning out. So everything is pulling consistent with what we saw. This gets way worse. So I came down here and you can see how much this wall right here is sloping. Like my phone is plumb right now. So you can see how much that is leaning. You can see how badly that is separating. And then you come over here and look at all this heavy parging that they did. But look at this. That was them trying to hide that. You can see they brushed over it. See the brush marks on it? They were doing that to try to camouflage it, and there's a lot of sand in the mortar. But this is continuing to move. Look how much that is moving, even after they parged it. So this is definitely structurally moving. You can see it very pronounced here what they did. You see all this thick parge coating. Then you come right over here, and if you side light, you can see it. You can see right there. There is a big crack there, right there, runs all the way along there, and they just kind of put some chunky parge right over the top of that. And this whole wall is leaning inward. Same thing right over here. Over here, this is a masonry block wall. Woo, look at that. This is a first. 5 years, the first time I've ever found something like this. I think we're gonna have to call the authorities. Check this out. So we're down here in this dank basement, and look what we just found. But I am pretty sure that's a real human skull. Yeah. I think we're gonna have to call the authorities. I don't even know if I should have touched this. Probably shouldn't have touched that. Kind of freaked out right now. That was the first time I ever encountered anything like that on an inspection before.